Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Gaucho's Stock Investing Shows, completely out of pocket to put money in your pocket. I'm Austin, back with the boys. Let's go.
Hey, what's going on, Big Gauchos? It's your boy Big Gaucho Tyler. We back with another banger video, and I got Big Gaucho Nico in the background. There's a little side special guest. Let's get
Yes,
into it.
sir. What's up, Big Gauchos? It is Big Gaucho Dave. I am back from Idaho. It was pretty fun. I had a pretty good time. Lots of potatoes and other, vegetables and stuff on the ground. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe if you like our content. It really helps us out. And let's get started with the first news today.
Ooh, exciting.
So, a bunch of companies have released their Q1s. It's the season for that. So we have American Airlines. They released their Q1, and it was pretty disgusting. They had net losses of $1.3 billion, and revenue was only $4 billion, which is 53% of what or 53% down from what it was last year, which is kind of bad actually, because around around March is when the whole lockdowns happened, and that's when travel like shut down pretty much completely. So you still have January and February that you have to compare, and we are clearly not even close to being back where we were before. And it is expected that Q2 will be down 40% of what it was in 2019 Q2. So yeah, that's not really too promising in my opinion.
Well, it's certainly a scary start. For one, just thinking about these numbers, even taking them at face value, not really in context of any other expenses or anything, just really shows how travel isn't going to come back like everybody thought it would, even though there's mass vaccination happening and illness safety protocols and everything. It's just not really happening on the time frame that everybody thought it would, just because of all the different strains and mutations. So maybe that's what people are scared of when they're flying. I'm not really sure. I just know that American Airlines bombards my email every day trying to get me to buy flights. So the revenue drop makes a lot more sense now of why that keeps happening to me.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's kind of crazy because I remember the past couple episodes we've been talking about how travel is actually coming back, and everyone's expecting that American Airlines, United Airlines, and all those airlines to have like a flood of people traveling, especially for the summer. But just based off their numbers, they're down 1.3 billion. The revenue is only 4 billion, which is down 53%, like you said, Dave. So I guess it's going to take a little bit longer to come back. But what are your thoughts on those stock prices? Is it a bit overinflated as of right now?
Mm, no, I don't think so. I mean, I think they're pretty fairly um, priced in right now. I think it's a pretty good price if you want to buy. I mean, American Airlines is not going to go under. It just won't happen.
Yep,
So I
too
think
many
it's pretty
senators,
safe.
too many senators
Yeah,
invested.
that is very true. I mean, personally, I think they're a bit overinflated because I remember pre-virus, they were trading at around what, $34, and then
Yeah.
when it hit, they went down to around $10, and then now they're like floating around 20. So with the amount of money that they're losing right now, I could see them at around like $15 for a proper evaluation. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna go down. So $20 buying isn't too bad.
No, it's not bad if you're doing a long term. Just don't expect any quick short term profits. That's for sure. But,
Definitely.
I mean, that's all right. It's part of the game. Just take your losses, cut them, hedge them, do whatever you can, but make sure you know what you're buying. I agree with Dave. $20 isn't a terrible price at all. I think if you're holding for a long term solution, it makes sense. It's not really one of those high risk stocks anymore just because of where they're putting the valuation. But you know, if that's what tickles your fancy, go for it.
Always invest in companies that'll get bailed out. So this is one of them. It's a buy
Yeah,
in my book.
it's been our saying since day one.
Of
I'd buy
course,
it.
I'm buying some FDs for $25 that expire tomorrow. So wish me the best of luck.
He's
Alrighty.
always on it. All right. Well, we're also gonna have to wish you best of luck if you had some Snapchat and you're still holding it because it's not looking too great. Or is it?
Actually, these are pretty good news, but bad news. So good, bad news.
Exactly.
So Snapchat also released their earnings for Q1, and it had a net loss of $286 million, which is better than expected, actually. So that's good news for them. And their revenue jumped up to $770 million. which is pretty nice. They're expecting to increase even more in Q2 to 820 million, which is a pretty big jump actually.
Ooh.
$50 million in 1 quarter. And Snapchat has 280 million daily active users, and us big gouches, we make up 3 of them. So that's some pretty big contribution, honestly.
Yeah, you could say we're swaying the market, honestly, just by our contribution.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I don't understand how like stocks still go up even though you're losing $286 million. Don't get me wrong, like it's great that they're getting this much revenue, but if you're still at the end of the day down that much money, it still kind of like throws a question mark on why is it worth so much? You know what I'm trying to say?
Speculative, yeah, it's just speculative valuation, honestly. Most of these tech companies are taking on losses for up to a decade before they even see a profit, just because of how much capital is required to start it, with all the employees, the funding rounds. The technology is usually quite complicated because it's so cutting edge. So it makes sense. A lot of these Silicon Valley companies still aren't profitable. So I can see it. It's just I'm glad Snapchat is getting closer than most because they deserve it. They've kind of been the originals of the social media game, and
Yeah,
frankly,
definitely.
they've had a really loyal user base through everything, and they've had multiple social networks copying their platforms. I mean, Twitter has fleets, Instagram has stories, Facebook stories. Everybody has disappearing snaps or pictures, kind of like Snapchat. So they're really an industry leader when you think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And the only way that Snapchat actually can generate a revenue as of right now are through advertisements, and the amount of money they get paid per advertisement is essentially based on their daily active users. So they need to keep on increasing their users in order to increase revenue. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think like the way Snapchat advertises or like displays the advertisements is really the best way. But I don't really know how like Alcy would do it, because currently they do it based on looking at stories. But I don't really look at stories, honestly. I look at my friends' stories, and that's about it. Like my other people who are on my Snapchat, I don't really look at their stories ever because I don't really care.
Yeah, it's hard to really get interested in those subscribe stories for whatever celebrity or news network is trying to get hip on Snapchat. But I get it makes some money, so I'll leave it be. But I think this might be a really good time for Snapchat to consider selling out just while they're on top, honestly. I'm serious. Just if they're really close to the breaking point of profitability, all the investors are just going to be trying to dream of whatever wild number it's going to be and whatever future growth they think they could bring to it, and would likely overpay in this market where stocks and real estate are super expensive. Maybe a big hedge fund thinks Snapchat is their golden child. So I think it'd be a really good time if Snapchat wanted to sell out. So I'm calling it. Snapchat's going to get sold by the end of the year again.
Ooh, I agree. That is actually a really great evaluation of Snapchat. What are you guys' thoughts on the stock? Do you think it's a buy? Because I remember last year at this time it was around 15, $20. Now we're looking at around $75, somewhere around there.
Howie.
It is a pretty pricey one.
I know.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't, just because I'm not really into media stocks. But if you are and you've done your homework on this, see maybe throwing a few bucks at it, just because of that same speculation I was talking about. It's really something I believe in with this stock. So if it were me and I were buying media stocks and that's how I wanted to diversify, I would do it. But at the end of the day, it's just not where I buy very much. So it's not my wheelhouse. You gotta stick to what you're better at.
Yeah,
No,
I
definitely
feel you.
stick to your expertise. But if you have your McDonald's check, just deposit that real fast, put a couple bucks into Snapchat, and see what happens.
Watch it grow.
So it's a
Exactly.
hold or not buy on my book.
I'm neutral on it. I don't really have much of an opinion.
Yeah, I'd probably sell it.
Buy Dairy Queen. Warren Buffett said so. Well, if you're not going to pick up any Snapchat just because you think it's a little too risky, or if we scared you away from it, you can check out The Biggest Winners, The Biggest Losers, and The Sleepers. That's it, that intro.
Ooh.
Ouch. All right.
All right, guys. So we got Ocugen Incorporate. I don't know if I said that right, but they're up 42.91%. So basically, they engage in eye disease therapies, and their partner, I don't know if I can pronounce this, Bharat Biotech, has almost found another vaccine for the virus. I believe they're completing their
Oh,
stage 3 trials. So based off of that, their stock is going through the roof right now. So a lot of speculation going on right now. Usually that's what drives stocks to go up so much. So that's where they're at right now. So we'll see how that goes.
Interesting.
I can tell
And
you
then
if they make a vaccine with less side effects, that would be awesome. Because I got a I'm not going to name the manufacturer, but I got first dose that I feel like crap. So hopefully they can fix that.
yeah, definitely. And then number 2, we got NeuroPace NPCE. They're up 25.24%. They develop and manufacture implants for epilepsy and neurological disorders. So I guess they just had a breakaway, and everything went up for them. I guess they found something or developed something related to that.
Okay,
All right.
good enough for
I
me.
like it.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Yeah.
Very technical, but not as technical as why these biggest losers suck and are down millions and trillions of dollars.
Oh yeah. So the first one we got Pilbara Minerals Limited. They are down 12.3%, and they are an Australian. What happened with the spelling there? They're an Australian lithium mining company. So we know that lithium is, really important for EVs, electric batteries, for their electric vehicles. So lithium is in hot demand. But right now they're just not doing very good.
Well,
And
that's part of the demand in Austria lane. Everyone's favorite country and continent.
Also,
yeah,
EVs are taking a lot of hits right now, like publicly. Like Tesla, I think, had a crash, and they're looking into the safety of the vehicle. And I feel like that whole space overall is just going down the drain. So not too surprised that Pilbara Minerals Limited is going down too. So potential buy. By the
Usually
I
everything
agree.
kind of follows behind Tesla, so that's how it
Basically.
goes.
What's number 2 here, Austin?
Number 2, we got Compañía de Minas Buenaventura. They're down 5.69%. I'm sure I butchered that. It's a Peruvian precious metals mining company. So they're really into mining for those. And it seems like they made a name for themselves in the industry. And yeah, maybe check those out if you're speculative on gold or silver, and possibly platinum, because those industries kind of all tend to go up together.
Respect.
Yeah, I like Peru. We like Peru, and
Yeah,
we like
go
these
Lima.
sleepers.
Yes, we do. Sleep, sleep,
Sleep,
sleep,
sleep, sleep, sleep, sleep.
Boom! All right, number 1 scares you guys, but we got PG&E coming up in spot number 1. They do control 44% of California's electric grid, so I'm not going to say anything about any monopoly potential here or anything, but it is a very enticing investment that I was once an owner of and did pretty decent. Thinking about buying in more just because it's really hard to find value in today's stock market. So make sure you check them out if that's what you're into and you want something a little bit stable to ride this out with.
Yes, sir. And then number 2, we got Nokia, NOK. They are the up and comers. They have the indestructible cell phones of the past. But they also are delving into the 5G technology. And if you're afraid of 5G technology, it's a fair thing to be afraid of. I've heard it can turn into a mutant. But, the cure of that is to own some Nokia stock. So if you want to avoid being turned into, a Ninja Turtle, then just buy some Nokia and you'll be good to go.
Hell yeah.
I'm done. Hey, Dave and I are, I'm not going to say we're heavy on Nokia, but no comment. We do own some shares of that. So we are quite bullish. Fair disclaimer.
Number 3, we got American Airlines. Name of the game. They are going to stay long-term, buy into them, only invest in companies that get bailed out. And yeah, that's about it. They're pretty solid price right now. So let's get it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Not
They're
not
American.
too shabby.
They're American. They're airlines. Let's get it.
Yep. What more do you want to know? Well,
Mhm.
only thing else you got to know for right now, at least, is that Anchor is the sponsor of today's show. And they always do great work for us, distribution, and you can start your own podcast very easily. So let's hit that ad. All right, boys. All right. So Got the bankruptcy boneyard coming in hot. We do not have any new additions. All right, well, and now that we're over that, and you know how much we hate Ruby Tuesday, we can get into the Dow game. And we have Big Gaucho Tyler with the deb today.
Yep, I would not like to humbly accept my winning because I am the best. You already know I never lose. But today is my day to pick first, so I'm picking 33,000. Actually, no, 34,000. We're going up 200 points.
Whoa, dang. That's quite something. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. And we all know that Joe Biden is trying to increase capital gains tax on the wealthy. So that was the reason why the Dow dropped 300 points today. So we'll see if that passes.
Yep, it could be a sketchy situation. Wait, what did you say for the number?
34 flat.
Oh, 34. Okay, never mind. I'm too close. I'm gonna go with 33,886.
Austin's gonna go 33,999.
I typed out I typed out 900 like 70. And I was like, dang it, I can't do math.
All right, I'm gonna go to 34,125. You know, I think Moneybag Joe is gonna pull it out, and he's gonna give some more stimmies tomorrow. So I think it's gonna jump up a little bit.
Every American gets $5,000. Dow has 35,000. Well, I mean, we can only dream, but you'll have to come back, see who won this. And we want to thank everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Leave us a voice message on anchor.fm/gauchos or biggauchos.com if you want to send us an investing tip. We want to play on the show. Tyler, do it.
All right, Big Gauchos, quick disclaimer because we love disclaimers. Everything said on this podcast is our opinions from our experiences. We are not licensed brokers, so please invest safely, Big Gauchos. That being said, please like and subscribe. We're growing every day because of y'all, and we'd love to thank you for all the love and support. Now, Dave, let the viewers know our amazing Instagram. Oh, we're also not liable for any lost gains, and we're directly liable for all major gains. Forgot about that part.
Yeah, so the Instagram is at Big Gauchos. You know, come over and follow us. If you follow us, you are guaranteed to have major gains sometime in your life. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in 12 years. You never know, but you are guaranteed if you give us a follow.
Well, we'll write a disclaimer for that later. But make sure you also take us with you on the go after you're done liking us on all streaming services. We're on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Google, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Overcast, or you can add us to your own RSS feed anywhere you listen to podcasts. Make sure, especially if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating 1 to 5 stars. We do not accept anything less than 4.5 stars, and leave us a review to tell us who your favorite Big Gaucho is. Boys, we got anything else to add before we get out of here?
American Airlines is going to go into orbit.
Nokia 450 call expiring tomorrow. I'm holding it. Good night from Arizona. Hope you made some money today. Peace.